Hiya, I'm Paul Carnwell from Bait Tech Garbolino. Meeting today on Moors Canal. I just want to tell you a bit about how we've done this year on Suez and Moors, breaking the record off both. Suez Canal with 227 and Moors with 224. I've also been lucky enough to break the records at Herronbrook Fisheries, Isaac Walton Fisheries and Blake Hall Fisheries. This year I've learned so much about how I start negative instead of going really for it from the beginning. I approach every match now softly and wait till the carp feed, catching all silvers at the beginning of the match and then build into the carp later on in the end of the match. Right, we're on Moors today. I always start really negative fishing these matches on here because the fish will tell you if they want to feed by giving them a little bit more. Some days I've had 120 pound of hide, which has been enough to frame, and other days it's pushed up to 200 pound. On the days where it's gone to 200, I've still fed next to nothing to begin with. And as the match has gone on, I've started upping the feed, and it's then brought the better stamp fish in, the carp, etc., instead of all the silvers at the beginning. How I'd typically start every match at Cudmore would be very negative, feeding 5 to 10 casters, starting off really negative with a light float, light rigs, and just catch everything that you can for the first couple of 3 hours, fishing and feeling your way into the match rather than attacking it too early on. On the days that you're on a lot of fish, you can feed next to nothing. Right, on Moors Canal, starting very negative, you can feed just 3 casters to 20 casters, depending on how the fish are feeding. I like them to feed and catch them at 2 foot really, because I feel the more water over the heads, they feed more confidently. And I usually typically start at around top kit plus 2, top kit plus 3. And I've noticed on here in particular that the hide will be further out and the F1s, which is surprising, come in closer. So starting on the silvers, putting fish in the net is all important here. You're constantly dropping fish in the net. You start, feel your way in, you can typically catch 60, 80, 100 pound before you even look for the carp. And looking around, paying attention to the anglers around you, knowing that the carp aren't feeding yet. You can then step your gear up later on in the match and start searching for the carp when it's time. But on the negative days, stay at the fish that you're dropping in the net, and it'll be surprising the weight that you could build up. The hide will slow down a little bit, and if you're lucky enough, F1s will continue feeding. But really, to turn the peg up, you need the carp, and they'll tell you when they want to feed because you'll notice them backing and boshing on the far bank. And then it's nearly time for you to pick the rig up, fishing the hard pellets for the carp. You can be mugging them. It's been a fantastic way this year. So just fishing a 0.1, 0.2 float, catching them from 6 inches deep to 1.5 foot deep. And you're catching carp up to 8 pound. The rigs I would use for targeting the carp and F1s would be still a DC6, but from a 0.1 or a 0.2, depending on the size of the hook pellet that I'm using. I would go up to a 0.2 if I'm using an 8mm pellet, but 4mm and 6mm, you can happily fish with a 0.1 DC6. So using a light float will catch those wary fish. A light float, the fish don't notice they're being fished for. The heavier the float, they can feel that bulk and they just spit it out before you've even seen the bite. So get away with the lightest float you can possibly use each time you go fishing. So wintertime dobbing, it's a matter of picking a rig up, searching your swim, moving it from a couple of foot each time all the way down your peg until you find where the fish are, and then move a metre further out and then come back, repeating the process. As the day goes on, you'll get tighter across and then just go across the far bank, searching the swim out. I like to start a little way off the far bank. As you would fishing a straight lead, you wouldn't go straight into the fish straight away. Start on the edge and work your way into them. Through the summer months, my efficiency is catching these eyed. It's all about the time that you spend in the water is paramount. So making sure that you're so efficient, having a landing net that's set up at a certain depth so you know when your elastic is behind you, you can net straight away. Making everything really smooth, everything in a row, makes it easy in the summer months. In the winter months, maggots is a #1 choice. Softer baits, the fish can search them out, and you can fish the layers a lot better than you can with the casters. The caster, if the fish aren't eating them shallow, you can actually catch on the deck with your maggots. Using a few of these tips I'll give you today, hopefully you'll turn a negative swim into a positive swim, building that weight all the time, using the correct time management of a swim so you can utilise all the fish that you've got in front of you. Hope you enjoy this video. See you on the bank soon.